Hey guys, welcome back to Creators of the Lost Art. My name is Ron. Welcome back to my shop. And today we have a special build. Not only because it's something that I've never done before, but more specifically for the person that I'm doing it for. You see, my friend and mentor approached me about 6 months, a year, 2 years, who knows, a long time ago, and said, hey Ron, can you build a Butcherblock top for my computer desk at home? And of course I said, yes, I'd love to. And then life gets in the way. Things happen, lots of projects, and I'm finally getting to that. Of course, in that time, I have been saving lumber to make this a very special Butcherblock top that I'm going to build for my friend right now.
There are 9 different species of wood in this Butcherblock top. Some were rough cut, some not quite so rough, but it took a marathon milling session to get them cut down to lengths that I could run through my planer to get them all down to the same width of 3/4 of an inch. Because none of these boards had an actual straight edge, I used a straight edge to create a straight edge, and then put that straight edge against the fence to cut these down to just over 1.5 inch wide strips. Then I sent them back through the table saw to get them all down to the exact same width of 1.5 inches. First up is a strip of new red oak. And that represents new tattoos, and that should not judge his heart by his outward appearance. This old white oak has a few nail holes in it, just like the old rugged cross he kneels before. The green hue of poplar represents the charity that this man so freely gives. And much like the maple tree, through the hard exterior seeps goodness. Cherry represents the fruits of the spirit he radiates, especially patience and kindness. Fire that refines iron creates ash, and iron sharpens iron. Mulberry's yellow hue represents courage to boldly share the gospel. Then walnut. This wood is very beautiful and valuable. The same could be said of our friendship. And last is Purple Heart. This strip is the color of royalty and should be at the center, just like the King of Kings. I did use nearly 2 whole bottles of Titebond 3, but it has a longer open time than other glues, which allowed me to get these strips just right before I tighten the clamps down. Once dry, I scraped off as much of the dried glue as I could so that I wouldn't damage the planer blades. Then, because the bottom wasn't perfectly flat, I used some CA glue and painter's tape to fasten it down to this piece of 1/2 inch plywood, which I then sent through the planer. This will give it a flat reference bottom. I could put it through the planer a few times until I get a flat top, and then I'll take that piece of plywood off and flip it over and run it through to get both sides parallel. I rough cut it on the miter saw using the shortest of those boards as the reference line. then I forgot to record the final glue up. Pencil lines make a good reference point whenever you're sanding so that you can know where you've already been with that sander and not spend too much time in one spot. Cutting board King Jared stopped by and showed me the proper technique of wax on, wax off sanding.
Woodworkers claim it to be the framing square.
Yeah.
The rusty framing square.
Well, I used my rusty framing square to mark out and for the track saw to cut the top square into the right length. And then I wiped it down with some mineral spirits to make sure I had all the dust and just to check for any imperfections. Put a round over on the top, and because I wanted it to be a bit odd like my friend, I put a chamfer on the bottom. A little final hand sanding with a sanding sponge, and then a coat of Rubio Monocoat Pure. And after finishing the top, it was time for delivery. And with the top upside down, we set this neat sit-to-stand frame in place. And then pre-drilled and used some screws that came with the old top to screw it down in place. And lastly, I installed his control for the sit-to-stand function. All right, so my friend is very pleased with his Butcherblock desktop. He said that he might even look forward to working now. And I'm very pleased with how it turned out. It's beautiful. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
So we want to try to get this as smooth as the top of Ron's head. That's kind of what you're going for.